Yeah, I'm gonna give it a book chat, guys. I want to hear about the aliens.
Yo, Felix.
Mr. Chairman,
took a trip up
ranking
to
members
Quebec
and
City this
congressmen.
past month. Place was sick.
Oh, cool, man.
24
I hope you enjoy it, man.
QCL.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is an important issue, and I'm grateful for your time. My name is David Charles Grush. I was an intelligence officer for 14 years, both in the U.S. Air Force, both active duty, Air National Guard, and Reserve, at the rank of major, and most recently, from 2021 to 2023, at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, NGA,
What's in the future?
at the GS-15 civilian level, which is the military equivalent of a full-bird colonel. I was my agency's co-lead in unidentified anomalous phenomena and transmedium object analysis, as well as reporting to the UAP task force, UAPTF, and eventually, once it was established, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO.
2025.
Through a PPD-19 urgent concern filing in May 2022 with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. Following concerning reports from multiple esteemed and credentialed current and former military and intelligence community individuals that the U.S. government is operating with secrecy above congressional oversight with regards to UAPs.
What's a UAP?
My testimony is based on information
Unidentified?
given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country. Many of whom also have shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documentation, and classified oral testimony to myself and my various colleagues. I have taken every step I can to corroborate this evidence over a period of 4 years while I was with the UAP Task Force and do my due diligence on the individual sharing it. This is because of these steps, I believe strongly in the importance of bringing this information before you. I am driven by a...
Chat. What does he intend? What is the goal of it? What are the by coming to a hearing like this? What does it do? What is the end goal here?
Commitment of both to truth and transparency, rooted in our inherent duty to uphold the United States Constitution and protect the American people.
Protect.
I'm asking Congress to hold our government to this standard and thoroughly investigate these claims. But as I stand here under oath now, I am speaking to the facts as I've been told them. In the U.S. Air Force, in my National Reconnaissance Office, NRO, reservist capacity, I was a member of the UAP Task Force from 2019 to 2021.
Wait, did it just replay it?
I served at the NRO Operations Center on the Director's Briefing Staff, which
Chat,
included
let me watch. I think he might be cooking. Hold on.
daily brief and supporting variety of contingency
Chat, one, he might be cooking, and two, chat, he's at 2025. What if he actually just went back to sidetrack or help? This could be a helper or a damager.
operations, which I was the Reserve Intelligence Division Chief backup. In 2019, the UAP Task Force Director asked me to identify all special access programs and controlled access programs, also known as SAPs and CAPs, we needed to satisfy our congressionally mandated mission, and we were direct report at the time to the DepSecDef. At the time, due to my extensive executive level intelligence support duties, I was cleared to literally all relevant compartments and in a position of extreme trust, both in my military and civilian capacities. I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program, to which I was denied access to those additional read-ons when I requested it. I made the decision, based on the data I collected, to report this information to my superiors and multiple inspectors general, and in effect becoming a whistleblower. As you know, I've suffered retaliation for my decision, but I am hopeful that my actions will ultimately lead to a positive outcome of increased transparency. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
And when you reported your experiences...
Is this the same guy? Bro, he shape-shifted.
And when you reported...
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, Mr. Crush and Graves. My
And
bad.
when you reported your experiences with a UAP, did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
Huh?
No.
I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs? Yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that.
As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
Okay, thank you. I have a few questions for Mr. Graves. What percentage of UAP sightings, in your belief, go unreported by our pilots?
This is an approximation based off of my personal experience speaking with a number of pilots, but I would estimate we're somewhere near 5% reporting, perhaps.
So like 95% basically don't report seeing UAPs?
That's just my personal estimate.
In the incident off Virginia Beach, do you believe the Navy took the danger to your aircraft seriously after it was reported?
Absolutely.
A few questions for Mr. Favor. As an expert naval aviator, have you ever seen an object that looked and moved like the Tic Tac UAP?
No.
What?
Did the Tic Tac...
What is the Tic Tac? Chat. What is the Tic Tac? No, now they got me fucking hooked on this
move
shit.
in such a way
No, they got me hooked now. Fuck. What the fuck is the Tic Tac?
that defied the laws of physics?
The way we understand them, yes.
Many dismiss UAP reports as classified weapons testing by our own government, but in your experience as a pilot, does...
Just 18 and resembled
A fucking Tic Tac.
a giant mint of Tic Tac. As
What?
Favor continued to descend, his wingman decided to maintain altitude and kept watching from above. Flying in a spiraling downward motion, Favor was getting closer and closer until suddenly the UFO realigned its axis and began to climb at an incredible rate of speed.
Chat. What if it's an eye float on your eye, and as you move your eye, it moves because your eye moves, and you're trying to shoot it, but it's like the lag. Oh, watch it better.
Our government typically tests advanced weapon systems right next to multi-million-dollar jets without informing our pilots?
No, we have test ranges for that.
It took over 15 years for your encounter with the Tic Tac to be declassified. Do you feel there was a good reason to prevent lawmakers from having access to this footage?
No, I just think it was ignored when it happened, and it just sat somewhere in a file. Never got reported.
In a drawer. It happens a lot up here. Shocker. Mr. Grush, a couple of questions for you too, sir, this morning. What percentage of UAPs do you feel are adequately investigated by the U.S. government, of the 5% that are reported?
I can only speak for my personal leadership over at NGA. I tried to look at every report that came through that I could triage. So,
do you believe that officials at the highest levels of our national security apparatus have unlawfully withheld information from Congress and
Okay, give me a minute, chat. I'm paying attention. Give me a minute. These jets can do backflips, front flips, land on fucking platforms in the middle of the water. They can detect heat, send missiles, kill people, predict the future, travel us in time, and they can shapeshift. But they can't get a picture of a fucking Tic Tac? What the fuck not?
subverted our oversight authority?
There are certain elected leaders that had more information that
They did.
I'm not sure what they've shared with certain Gang of Eight members or et cetera, but certainly I would not be surprised.
Okay. You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Okay.
This guy saw ET or some shit. Bro. They got some craft with some fucking being in it that's not human. Brother. And they kept it private for decades. Bro, imagine you go home to your girlfriend, dude, and you go to dinner, and you're trying to eat food, and you have to hold back, and you've seen fucking E.T. Like, holy shit. You're sitting there, like, eating fucking bread and shit, and you're trying not to, I can't say it. And you say, I saw E.T. I'd go, E.T. phone home! Holy shit!
And you may
that's
or may not be able to answer
insane!
my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Thank you. We'll go to Mr. Richard himself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. I would like to have you on the...
Chat, hostile in this chat would mean that she says they're hostile, which means that like he's presenting stuff and they're not. What does that mean? That they'll say no, they don't want to. They're like
my legislation to do just
they're
that
against it or something.
On the reporting, and we'll get together on that. Maybe you can be my co-sponsor on that. That'd be really cool. Thank you for those great questions. Mr.
Wait, they said it. Unidentified anomalous phenomena. I've been telling you guys this ever since we opened cases. Anomalies are happening. It's anomalous behavior by nature.
Graves.
I've been saying that, dude. I have proof.
Do you know that these were not our aircraft?
Some of the behaviors that we saw in a working area, we would see these objects being at 0.0 Mach, that's zero airspeed, over certain pieces of the ground. So what that means, just like a river, if you throw a bobber in, it's going to float downstream. These objects were staying completely stationary in Category 4 hurricane winds. These same objects would then accelerate to supersonic speeds, 1.1, 1.2 Mach, and they would do so in very erratic and quick behaviors that I don't have an explanation for.
Okay. Have you spoken to commercial and military pilots that have seen these off of our East Coast?
I have.
Okay.
Chad, why don't they back up the data that their tools get from these apparitions, right? Encrypt it, send it home, and on a windy day, they just boom, they release it. So now it's serious though. Radar, wind, or some sort of vibrational thing, anything at all.
Mr. Favor, I noticed that in the Tic Tac video, it's Tic Tac like the candy, not TikTok like the Chinese communist.
Don't laugh, motherfucker. This is real shit, man.
Yes, sir. I just want to make that because my daughter corrected me on that and called me a boomer and said, "Hey, boomer," and I said, "No, baby, it's Tic Tac like."
He's sidetracking it.
Just look it up, and. But now I would also like to say today is a day of many firsts. It's a miracle that we're having this meeting, and it's also a miracle that my wife has put up with me for 9 years.
Bro, he's stalling.
Today's my anniversary, so I want to tell my wife happy anniversary and that I love her very much. As she likes to say, this 9 years have been the best 2 years of her life.
Oh my God!
Thank you.
Oh my fuck! I'm getting
Favor.
mauled now. Nobody cares.
What astonished you the most about this?
Dude, this guy's out there in this hearing in front of the world talking about aliens. He's talking about his wife's anniversary. Fuck!
The flight capabilities.
Why are they stalling?
Tic Tac, very briefly.
The performance, absolute performance. It was.
And you're not aware of any other objects that anybody in the world has in this world that has those capabilities?
No, I think it's far beyond actually our material science that we currently possess.
Are you aware of any other reconnaissance platforms that have tracked or recorded the Tic Tac's maneuvers, maybe the NORAD system or any of the others?
I am not.
Okay. Mr. Grush, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you all very much. Have you faced any retaliation or reprisals for any of your testimony or anything on these lines?
Yeah, I have to be careful what I say in detail because there is an open whistleblower reprisal investigation on my behalf, and I don't want to compromise that investigation. But by providing anything that may help provide somebody information. But it was very brutal and very unfortunate, some of the tactics they used to hurt me both professionally and personally, to be quite frank. Yeah.
It's very unfortunate. As they say, when you're over the target, that's when they do the most firing at you. Do you have any personal knowledge of people who have been harmed or injured in efforts to cover up or conceal these extraterrestrial technology?
Yes. Personally.
Have anyone been murdered that you would that you know of or have heard of, I guess?
I have to be careful asking that question. I directed people with that knowledge to the appropriate authorities.
Maybe in a, if we could get in a confidential area, SCIF, we could talk about that. But unfortunately, we were denied access to the SCIF, and that's very unfortunate in this scenario. Mr. Favor, do you believe that you witnessed an additional object under the water in relation to your encounter?
I will say we did not see an object. There was something there to cause the whitewater, and when we turned around, it was gone. So there was something there that obviously moved.
Okay, it was not the same object though that you were looking at, correct?
No, we actually joked that the Tic Tac was communicating with something when we came back, and because the whitewater disappeared.
We
Chat,
were
chat.
in another.
Chat, guys, I gotta be honest, chat. I gotta give my take about this one, chat. Guys, I'm always anti-conspiracy, whatever the fuck, right? But people that are pretty smart, pretty trustable, right? And multiple accounts of seeing something, right? Sometimes some things can happen with your head, something boom, 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 boom. You know what happened? But having multiple at the same spot, dude, that's, chat, I feel like it's more likely that it's true than not.
Instance, we're told about the capabilities of a jamming during viewing of when there were some people chasing some of these objects. Did you experience any of that jamming or interrupting your radar or weapons system?
My crew that launched after we landed experienced significant jamming to the APG-73 radar, which was what we had on board, which is a mechanically scanned, very high-end system prior to the APG.
That's what happened to me in LA, dude. Remember, chat? That's what happened to me.
APG-79. And yes, it did pretty much everything you could do, range, velocity, aspect, and then it spit the lock, and the targeting pod is passive. That's what we were able to get the video on.
I'm about to run out of time, but are you aware of any of our enemies that have that capability?
No.
Okay, I would also like to note for the record that, like George Knapp breaking Area 51, he's the reason I knew about that, and the reason I know about the Tic Tacs is Leslie Keene from New York Times article, and I would encourage everybody to read that.
Chat, guys, there's enough in this to make me go fucking schizo. I'm not kidding, chat. I was joking at first. I'm not even fucking about anymore, dude. I think I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Chat, I am not joking, okay? I get it, chat. It was a military air convoy airplane that went above my house in LA. I get it, okay? I get it. But at the time, I didn't just lose the internet, okay? I have 2 internet lines, okay? 2, okay? Both of them went off. I have 2 phones on 2 different services. Both of them did not have access to either Wi-Fi or LTE, 5G. They were just dead completely. My entire household was deprived of all signals combined simultaneously. I'm telling you, dude. Fuck, I'm not kidding, dude. Oh, man.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back to you for no time. Very much. Have you faced any...
Boy.
Very much. Have you faced any retaliation
We're just watching this, right?
For any of your testimony or anything on these lines?
Yeah, I have to be careful what I say in detail because there is an open whistleblower reprisal investigation on my behalf.
Wait, we just watch this then.
Months hope everything is chilling and that new watch is crazy 649 KO May 32.
Several months ago, my office received a protected disclosure from Eglin Air Force Base indicating that there was a UAP incident that required my attention. I sought a briefing regarding that episode and brought with me Congressman Burchett and Congresswoman Luna. We asked to see any of the evidence that had been taken by flight crew in this endeavor and to observe any radar signature as well as to meet with the flight crew. We were not afforded access to all of the flight crew. And initially, we were not afforded access to images and to radar. Thereafter, we had a bit of a discussion about how authorities flow in the United States of America, and we did see the image. And we did meet with one member of the flight crew who took the image. The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability, either from the United States or from any of our adversaries. And I'm somewhat informed on the matter, having served on the Armed Services Committee for 7 years, having served on the committee that oversees DARPA and advanced technologies for several years. When we spoke with the flight crew, and when he showed us the photo that he'd taken, I asked why the video wasn't engaged, why we didn't have a FLIR system that worked. Here's what he said. They were out on a test mission that day over the Gulf of Mexico. And when you're on a test mission, you're supposed to have clear airspace. Not supposed to be anything that shows up. And they saw a sequence of 4 craft in a clear diamond formation for which there is a radar sequence that I alone have observed in the United States Congress. One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of. And when he approached, he said that his radar went down, he said that his FLIR system malfunctioned, and that he had to manually take this image from one of the lenses.
Shit, it's like quantum or some shit, right? Where the observer affects the result. It's they're quantational alien anomalous phenomenons. Where because you see them, then they disappear or some shit. Think about it.
And it was not automated in collection as you would typically see in a test mission. So I guess I'll start with Commander Fravor. How should we think about the fact that this craft that was approached by our pilot had the capability of disarming a number of the sensor and collection systems on that craft?
In a minute.
Well, I think this goes to that national security side, and you can go back through history of things showing up at certain areas and disabling our capabilities,
welcome to the jungle,
which is disheartening. And for us, I mean, like I said, it completely disabled the radar on the aircraft when it tried to do it, and the only way we could see it is passively, which is how he got that image. So I think that's a concern on what are these doing, not only how do they operate, but their capabilities inside to do things like this.
And how should we think about 4 craft moving in a very clear formation, equidistant from one another, in a diamond, in all of the phenomenon, perhaps, Mr. Grave, that you've analyzed? Have we ever seen multiple craft in a single formation?
I have one particular case, and that was during the gimbal incident. The recording on the AT FLIR system shows a single object that rotates. You hear the pilots refer to a fleet of objects that is not visible on the FLIR system, and that was something that I witnessed during the debrief as part of the radar data on the situational awareness page. I would like to add, however, Congressman, there's a small bit of anger, I would say. I would feel that those pilots are still facing that difficulty in reporting this topic, and they don't have the tools to be able to mitigate this issue. It just goes to show how serious this is and why this is such an important issue for our pilots and for our nation.
It was stated explicitly to me by these test pilots.
Chad, so they're not all going together because they don't want to like lose their jobs or getting like whistleblower like charged or whatever or clapped on. So they can't like do it or whatever.
That if you have a UAP experience, the best thing you can do for your career is forget it and not tell anyone. Because any type of reporting, either above the surface or below the surface, does have a perceived consequence to these people.
I mean, it makes sense,
yeah. That is a culture we must change if we want to get to the truth. Mr. Chairman, I would observe...
Yeah, but sometimes the truth, chat, because you think you want it, you don't. Like, what if people panic? Or like, they're like, bro, I don't even believe in real life, and people start doing crazy shit and and they start killing each other, whatever. It's like the purge, like, because, you know?
That perhaps as we move forward from this hearing, there are some obvious next steps. Every person watching this knows that we need to meet with Mr. Grush in a secure, compartmentalized facility so that we can get fulsome answers that do not put him in jeopardy and that give us the information we need. Second,
Chat, chat. Imagine a scenario where they say, yeah, we saw this craft and there's this superhuman thing and it landed and one of them crashed at home with some biologics, and all the countries, the big ones, are like, dude, they have a super weapon that they're hiding because this is superhuman, right? Superhuman craft, maybe superhuman weapon. And they're like, dude, let's invade and yoink to protect the world and have like a world mission to save the planet or whatever, right? And is this a mega war because they think they have superhuman like fucking like ray guns and shit? Now think about it, bro. Why is not taking me seriously? Fuck! What I'm saying makes sense, man.
I would suggest that the radar images from
imagine they have something that other people see as impossible, and they know they have, and they say to the public they have it. Other countries are gonna be scared that they have a source of power or gun or whatever, and they don't want to do something about it.
Were collected of this formation of craft out of Eglin Air Force Base, and specifically the actual image taken by the actual flight crew that we can actually validate, be provided to the committee, subpoenaed if necessary, so that we're able to track how to get this type of reporting and analysis done in a more fulsome way. That would be my recommendation, humbly, as a guest here of the Fine Oversight Committee.
Okay, alright. Okay, this is a call. Maybe what if all the billionaires go together, right? And they offer them all some like paid thing, right? Where they're like safe house and shit, plus payout, whatever, so that they go out, boom. They just say it and they're safe, boom. And they all go together, SCP Foundation or some shit. SCP or whatever, dude. And then, boom, like, yeah, dude, I saw E.T. Boom! What the fuck is this? Also, if you're a super terrestrial being and you send a craft here, right? Why would you send a pilot inside of it? If you have extra technology, why the fuck are you have somebody driving it? Just have it remotely controlled. What? Like what? What is that? Why is it TPing? Let's get to the end.
The wind. Dude, this is a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing!
Hey! It fucking spun! What? Bro, chat, it's a ocarina. Chat, it's a fucking ocarina. Dude. Chat. It's the shape of the ocarina. Look at it. Like that. Like this. Look.
Oh, no, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing! It's rotating.
Oh! Well, this must be going fast as fuck! Oh, he was with the tractor on it!
box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at that, man. Look at it fly.
Chat, I'm fucking scared. This is insane. Chat, this is fucking bonkers. Yo, that is bonkers. Chat, the people that are smart and knowledgeable about this try to maybe have theories against it, just as a devil advocate, just to try to prove its legitimacy by trying to prove that it's not legitimate, right? So like saying maybe this is a problem with the camera, maybe it's a problem with the contact, with the maybe it's a magnet problem or interference, something like that, and see what kind of problem it could be, right? Did they try that? Interesting. It's debunked. No, it's not. Is it debunked already? It's not real?
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like look at that thing. It's real.
Chat, it looks real. What a god, though. Agile, lock-in god.
Roger. There's troubleshooting. Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow.
Chat, that's insane. What a cool video. What a cool video, man. What a cool video.
Yo, this is X on the beat, yo. Okay.
My voice as well.
That ass.
Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy.